What is up, everyone? This is Cooking with Sven. I am your host, Sven. This is the first ever episode that we are airing, and I am insanely excited. This show it's been in the works for quite a bit, and I want to just give a shout out to one of my guests. I guess I'll just start with the guest for today. My man Nate from 32 and 32, in between media.
I'm trying.
His network for
No. Yes, I
tonight.
hear him.
He's got his little
Okay, I
ones
can't hear
also going to help out cooking too. But Nate, what's up, man? It's all right. We'll continue on. I get it. Family happens. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? It's just everything's crazy. I love it. We got the fantasy football professor, Steve Tironi. Is that it? Tironi.
You got it, man. Very phonetic. It's Italian. That's right.
What's up, man? Appreciate you hopping on today.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, no, I mean, we're cooking. And, of course, the most Italian dish I could think of was macaroni and cheese, actually. So it works out. It's going to be baked macaroni and cheese tonight. So I'm really excited about that. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that actually a Super Bowl food? I'm not sure, but it's my Super Bowl food.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you got to boil it first, right? I mean, you got to boil it first and then throw it in. There's a little. I'm one for that traditional, you know what I mean, like Kraft mac and cheese. Give me just tons of cheese and just whatever. Like none of that fancy like breadcrumbs, you know. But like, it's still gonna taste good, right? Like baked mac and cheese is still a good thing.
Like I feel like there's food snobs out there that would be like, "Oh, what easy mac? Come on, no, it should taste good." Whatever.
Exactly, right? Exactly. Continue on our guest train. My man Chris Allen from Fantrax. Appreciate you hopping on. The brewmaster over here. How you doing, Chris? You excited?
Man, well, first off, I mean, appreciate you bringing me on. I mean, this is a huge project, and I'm so glad that I get the chance to hop on the inaugural episode for this wonderful show. So I'm so happy that we get a chance to, connect and do this. But no, man, I'm really excited for this, excited for the big game this weekend. If y'all can't see with the gear that I've got on tonight, I mean, I live in Southwest Ohio. I'm just like maybe 45 minutes to an hour outside of Cincinnati. Used to live there myself. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Sunday, excited for the show, excited for building the brand 32-bit. So, man, let's go ahead and get on into it, man. Let's show these folks how we make Super Bowl food. I mean, how we can actually create something that folks would want to eat while they're watching the big matchup coming this weekend.
Hell yeah! And we got a question actually out there from my buddy. This is one of my best friends from home and college too. I was a groomsman in his wedding. Hence. My man Patrick, what are we cooking today? So Steve, you said you got baked mac and cheese going, right?
Yes, sir.
What kind of cheeses we working with here?
Oh man, well, I mean, do you want me to get into it now? Like, I can do that.
You know what? We'll save that. We'll save that. So we got baked mac and cheese from Steve. Chris, what do you got working on today?
Oh, yeah. I mean, for me, I don't know if it's, I don't want to claim stereotypes or whatever, but us black folks, we love some fried chicken. So I had to go ahead and put it down and try and make some Nashville hot fried chicken. It is one of my favorite recipes to make. I mean, just general fried chicken. I mean, if you can get me some spicy hot chicken, I mean, I love to try and eat that anytime that I can, as long as, it doesn't wind up affecting my waistline and whatnot. But still, if I can go ahead and consume some good fried chicken, that's what I love to do. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fry some up tonight.
Awesome, man. I'm gonna definitely ask you for that recipe after, because I've been trying to try a nice Nashville hot, like that hot sauce. Like, yeah, you can put hot sauce on there, but you got to make a Nashville hot sauce.
Oh yes, I'll show you. I'll show y'all.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, and I am gonna be making. So I guess it's typical, right? I mean, you got wings, you got cocktail wieners, right? You got nachos. Like those are your typical Super Bowl dishes, right? So clearly, Nashville hot chicken, mac and cheese is pretty popular as well. But we're kind of taking it out of the realm, right, from your traditional Super Bowl dishes. I'm actually going to make barbecue meatballs, right? So basically, just going to throw some meatballs in the oven and then mix them with my own barbecue sauce. That homemade barbecue sauce I'm going to make on air right here. Boom.
Are you still connected?
We got Nate back. What's up, Nate? Looks like he's using his wife's account. That's more than fine. And it's good people too. Oh, there you go. There's a question for you, Chris. What are we using to make it Nashville hot?
So with Nashville hot, it's a little bit different than what you would typically do for just your typical fried chicken. Now, the process might be generally the same, right? You go ahead and, you prep your chicken. I typically just wind up using a bunch of salt in order to pull out some of that moisture if I can to allow it to get a little bit more crispy. But then it's the same like dredging technique that most folks use. Get your egg batter, use your buttermilk. So, some folks typically might just use regular milk. And also you got your flour along with it. You go ahead and fry everything, but also on the side, what you wind up doing is you mix together a number of spices. Like I've got, and actually I'll go ahead and show y'all right here. So here you can see here in this spice mix that I've got set up. So I've got some cayenne pepper. I've got some brown sugar. I've got some cumin. I made a couple of other things. And after you're done frying the chicken itself, you wind up taking a little bit of that frying oil, dump it in this mix that I've got right here. And then once you make like a little bit of a sauce, like with the oil and with the spices and all that, drizzle that on top of your chicken and make sure that not only do you get the fried chicken taste, like with the buttermilk and everything that you use to dredge it up, you also get that spice mixture on top of that so that it winds up getting that extra flavor like with it as well. So that's how I wound up making this Nashville hot chicken.
And are you adding that seasoning to your flour before you bread the chicken?
After frying. So after you get done frying, you just mix that with your fry oil and then just drizzle that sauce, that mixture over top of your fried chicken that's already been done cooked.
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be super crispy too.
Oh, yeah. At least that's the hope, right? We'll see if we can make it happen.
You there with us, Nate?
Nate.
He's figuring it out. He'll figure it out. He's got some ribs, so he's doing some ribs, and I think what else did he say he was going to do? Some stuffed mushrooms.
I told you, man. Like the chef amongst us is going to wind up showing us all up.
I was a chef at one point in my day too.
What up?
There he is.
What up, Chris?
What's going on, Nate?
I lost audio for a minute, so.
Nate, tell our viewers what do you got going on?
So I'm doing ribs.
He really is doing ribs. Oh my God.
I'm doing ribs, Chris.
So that's an Instapot situation. So we're saying it's going to be done before we get off the air. Is that what we're saying?
Oh yeah, they'll be done.
Wow.
He's doing what do you call it? Instapot. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that changes everything. Like pressure cooking is fantastic. I like doing it. I like the Instapot. You know what I mean? Naturally, Nate's only probably using it because of the time constraints. You know what I mean? But if not, you're just throwing that in the oven for like 4 hours. Or I'm actually making beef ribs this weekend on the smoker for Super Bowl. So those bad boys are going to probably be on for like 5 to 6 hours, I think. Something like that.
Oh boy. Okay. I was having major audio issues. My new computer has the Twitter stream running, so I was hearing myself and then 30 seconds behind what I had just said. I had two shows going in my brain all at once. All right. So yes, guys, I am making ribs in the Instant Pot. I'm also doing mashed potatoes on the stove. Then I'm making a shrimp stuffed mushroom. And I am using Smoke Shack from Bo Big Time's Hot Box Batch Hot Sauce Company. This is the first time I've used this rub.
Shout out to Bo.
Shout out to Bo. I'm wearing the Hot Box hat.
We're having him on. He's definitely going to be on a show.
You have to have him on.
Yeah, I think he's going to get – I was going to shout him out at some point too. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's just like the hot sauce guy on Twitter right now.
Not just hot sauce.
He messaged me right before the show, actually. So,
well, I told him I was going to be showing off some of his hot box stuff. I've got this Smoke Shack rub, and then I'm going to be doing some of his Amigo seasoning, and of course, I've got to use the hot sauce. So,
nice, man. That's awesome. So I got right here, actually. I got my nice little. Can we see it? You can't really see it too good. It's in the container right now, but my own little spice rub as well. I haven't perfected it yet. So like typically for like, and Nate, you can obviously, I'm sure, being a chef, not that Chris or Steve, you guys haven't made them before, but like this right now, what I'm making is not going to be your typical Italian meatball, right? I'm not sauteing onions and not putting garlic like this. This is something that like one day I like whipped up and I was like, you know what? Let me try this. Throw the eggs in, throw breadcrumbs for the meat, and then I put in my spice rub in there as the flavor, so like no salt, pepper, garlic. I was like, you know what? Let me do that, and then throw it in the oven, and then the barbecue sauce on, dude. They came so good, and I was like, this is easy, but there's so much flavor in this. And the one thing that stinks about cooking, like this type of, I guess dish or. Is that like, let's say, because like Chris, you asked us about a meat grinder, right? So like, you can't taste it. You know what I mean? You obviously can't taste it before you put it in. So you gotta like be on the trial and error is like, it is real.
Right.
With the trial and error.
Well, the thing about meatballs is as long as you put enough garlic in them, they're going to be delicious.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah, so I don't know how you guys cook, but I mean, I'll use a recipe as a guideline, but when it comes to the actual amounts, I'm always just going by feel, by taste.
Oh, I go rogue all the time.
I go rogue, exactly.
Yeah.
I very rarely, I guess I'll say, go by the recipe. I mean, baking's is fine. If you don't bake it correctly, your cookies are going to come out wrong. You know what I mean? They're not going to come out as soft or anything like that. Like, that's why the cooking, like, and that's one thing. Like, my buddy actually just posted, hey, are there any recipes that we could, like, are the recipes going to be posted anywhere? And the idea is to actually put these up on the 32-bit website, whenever that's finished, right? We'll have like a food section, so any recipes and all that. But I need to start writing down my recipes. Right, which I have not done yet, like at all. And I actually did send one last year to Miss Stepmom Lauren. I forget, her and I were talking at some point, like I think like maybe early last year or something like that, and just about food. And like I actually had to write out my pasta recipe, like my sauce recipe or my Sunday sauce.
You might have to share that with me.
Yeah, dude. I'm very proud of that write-up, actually. That's like step-by-step, like legit everything that I did. What up, Bo? I can't post the chats right now, but I can see what's going on. What up, Joey? My buddy Joey's in the chat. We've known each other since birth.
All right, so they're in the Instant Pot with one light beer and a half a cup of Tennessee whiskey.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Woo!
So how I usually do these, I have this Le Creuset Dutch oven here, and what I'll do is I'll pour 3 light beers and a cup of whiskey in and cook it at 295 for 3.5 hours, and they fall off the bone. This is going to do basically the same thing, just a lot quicker.
Okay.
That's incredible. I love that. Because whenever I've done ribs, it's like 8 hours, 9 hours.
Oh yeah, definitely. You always want to go low and slow.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But when you're doing them in liquid like that, you can speed that up a little bit and still get that fall off the bone most of the time.
Exactly, Nate. Yep.
Okay, so the next thing I'm doing, I am making a shrimp stuffed mushroom portobello. So I've got eight shrimp here, peeled, deveined, chopped up real small.
Not frozen, right? Can't go frozen.
These ones were.
I mean, obviously in a pinch if you have to, yeah, but obviously fresh anything is just so much better, right?
So here's something they don't tell you about shopping at a grocery store. The shrimp you think you're getting fresh at a grocery store, unless you literally live on the coast, has been frozen, even if it's not frozen at the time.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Okay, so then I'll do just like a light handful and a half of cheese. I tend to use Colby Jack. I've got 3 thin slices of prosciutto ham, diced up. We'll go in here as well. Then I've got 2 green onions.
Try not to touch anything with my raw hands. I'm a big fan of using gloves. I don't know about anyone else, but
I have to be able to feel my knife.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. Like my mother-in-law and father-in-law, whenever they come over, Like you got my father-in-law over here washing the meat in the sink, like washing the fish, and that's just.
Oh
no-no.
yeah, I'm with you though.
You know,
gloves all the time.
Yeah, you gotta go gloves. Like they say don't wash any meat in the sink anyway because it could spread more bacteria around that could have potentially already be on the meat.
Right.
I told him that, and I don't think he's ever washed anything ever again since.
All right.
Well, I'm making a roux right now. I don't know if you guys have experience making roux.
Yeah.
Now, Nate, you're a legitimate chef. Is that what am I understanding that correctly? You obviously know what a roux is.
Yeah, I'm not any longer because I don't never again in that industry, but yes, I was. And I'm very familiar with the roux. Most people should be familiar with roux.
Yeah, so if you're not, it's just equal parts flour and fat, but usually butter. Obviously, I've only used butter for it.
Oh, okay.
And it's just it's used to thicken the sauce. I've always done it with my mac and cheese, and the main part of my mac and cheese is the sauce.
Okay.
It's the cheese sauce. So really, just heating up my roux right now, and then I'm going to add the cheese to it.
Our buddy Joey over here is asking, who the hell washes meat?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was wondering the same thing.
Right? It's the old school generation. That's how it is. Like my mother-in-law, she's making her Italian meatballs, and I mean, don't get me wrong. When she comes and stays with us, it's a week off for me, right? Like I don't have to. But there she is making her meatballs. Next thing I know, she's touching every single countertop, door handle. There's raw meat all over my kitchen. There's just E. coli.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
so I just be walking around with just like a bottle of bleach spray or something like that to disinfect everything.
I actually have to walk away. I tell my wife, I gotta go in the other room. I can't even live with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are gonna love this then. I was at a restaurant kind of in the Bay Area, in the Napa area, and my brother-in-law ordered the carpaccio. So I'm thinking like thin cuts of like raw beef. No big deal. I could get down on that. I've had it before. I've made it before. No, it was a meatball about as big as my fist.
Oh.
Completely raw.
Whoa.
Ooh. No. See, you can do raw like beef in a carpaccio, but you cannot do ground beef. Like ground beef, who's eating raw ground beef? That's too much.
Carpaccio is fantastic. I had some when I was just in Mexico last year.
You ate it?
Unbelievable. I love carpaccio. I'll eat anything raw. It doesn't matter. Like sushi, very big fan of sushi. Like not California roll sushi. Like give me some toro. Give me some whitetail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get down with some sushi for sure. So wait, Nate, you ended up eating that meatball? Or the carpaccio, I guess?
I don't think I could do it, man. I'd be that guy and I hate doing it, but I'd be that guy to send the plate back and be like, hey guys, can we do a little better here? Help me out.
So guys, all right, so I'm going to add my cheese. I already have, about, I don't know, I guess let's say 2 cups of a roux going on, which I just added milk. You can use heavy cream if you want, but got my cheeses all pre-cut here. We got some white cheddar and some, I've never done this before. It was in the refrigerator. We're going to try it. It's a super melty cheese, Velveeta. Very, very basic stuff. I'm always doing different cheeses with my mac and cheese. If I'm ever doing it, it's never the same usually. I've done Gruyere before. I've done different cheddars.
Velveeta's got to be the 101, right?
What's up?
Velveeta's got to be the 101, right? Of like mac and cheese. I mean,
it feels like it's going to be super melty, so that's what I want. I want like a very melty cheese. So we'll see. This is you guys are going to know. You guys are going to know firsthand with me right now.
Is that going to be the season ranking thing that we do? Every off season, everybody wants to do what's the 101 of cookies, what's the 101 of candy. Is cheese going to be the next thing for 2022?
We definitely could.
Not enough cheese discussions on the Twitter. We're talking about everything else. We're not talking about cheese enough.
We argue about Girl Scout cookies. I mean, the Girl Scout cookie wars of 2021 were something else, to be quite honest.
They were out. They were out the other day at the store. I ran past them. I was like, nope, I can't do it just yet. I can't.
No, it's not. I can't either, man. Like I'm trying to do a marathon like later on this year, trying to keep myself in some sort of shape other than round. So if I can stay away from that extra stuff, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm saying all this while frying chicken.
Yeah, it's all about moderation, man. That's what it's about, and that goes hand in hand with good cooking. Because if you're a good cook and you like to eat and you're making good food, it's hard to stay in shape. You got to mitigate that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why tomorrow, head to the gym, hit that treadmill for about 4 hours to work all this stuff off.
So I need to know, CA. I don't know if this is a good opportunity to talk about the Super Bowl or not, but what are your feelings right now going into the game?
There's just so many things that I think about when seeing the Bengals in the Super Bowl. This is the same team that we came into the season thinking that Zach Taylor was going to be one of the first coaches to get fired. He was the one that was on the hot seat, right? Joe Burrow coming off of the ACL tear, only started 10 games last season. Offensive line was in shambles. Everybody sitting there arguing about should they have drafted Penei Sewell, should they have taken Jamar Chase. So many things that we were just arguing about. And by we, I mean just the NFL community at large, when we were just arguing about not 6 months ago. And yet now we see the Bengals in the Super Bowl. It's just completely unfathomable to me to think about how quickly a franchise can turn around, and not just from the sense that they won a bunch of games, but now, and I wrote about this in an article that I did for NBC Sports. That's a plug. Go and check it out. Go and give me clicks and whatnot. But that's the thing that I talked about in my article, is that it's not just that they're a winning team. It's they're a popular team. This is a team that people actually think are cool. This is the same team that we call them the Bungles for however many seasons, man. And this is, there's just so many negative things that have been said about the Bengals for so long, and to now see them up on top, not just, whether they win or lose, to see the national discourse and the feelings around the Bengals change to where it's at right now. The swagoo that Joe Burrow has with the diamond neck, with the diamond chain and whatnot. How it's just cool to be a Bengals fan. And it's just something that I never thought I'd see. I just never thought that I'd see that from this team for as long as I've been a fan, and I've been a fan for 20 plus years now. I just never thought that would be possible. And so that's the thing that I guess I'm probably the most thankful for, because it's just been so long since it's been like, hey, Bengals, that's a good team. And people mean that genuinely, right? It's not just you guys win a few games here or whatever. Like, no, this is a legitimate team. So it's really cool to see.
Well, one thing, I'm writing articles during the season for GuillotineLeagues.com, and I rank the top 15 defenses every week, which, doing that alone has been such a great journey for the last 3 years, because it helps my process in particular for QB matchups. Yeah. Anything pertaining to the matchup itself. And something I noticed very early on, before Burrow started really going off, before the offenses really started clicking, obviously we saw Jamar Chase early on. That was known that combination was going to be lethal potentially. But the defense really started stepping up, week 4, week 5, where we were like, okay, wait, this isn't the same, pushover Bengals defense. And no one really talks about that. So I think that was huge, honestly, in their push towards the playoffs.
Exactly. And I think it's been, while the offense has struggled, we just watched Joe Burrow take 9 sacks against the Titans not just a few weeks ago. We saw, Patrick Mahomes for the better part of a half of a game just, dog walk them up and down the field. It has really been in part due to their defense being able to create turnovers, to stop drives. To hold a lot of those potent offenses that we all consider to be juggernauts. How many folks were expecting or hoping, or expecting, I think is probably the word, but how many folks were expecting Derrick Henry to come back from his injury and just completely go juggernaut over the Bengals defense? I mean,
Right.
that was an expectation for a lot of folks, and to see them keep him, keep him in check while, I mean, forcing Tannehill into a lot of bad situations. I mean, it's just been, like I said, it's not just this offense; it's this entire squad that's kind of come together from, I mean, really out of nowhere. I mean, outside of, especially on the defense, Chidobe Awuzie, I mean, maybe Mike Hilton, but like how many other defensive players, Trey Hendrickson, obviously, but how many other defensive players do a lot of folks really know? It's a squad of good players that they have right now. And to see them have a lot of their investments come to fruition and take them to this level, I mean, it's just, again, hats off to them. And like I said, win or lose, it's just being able to see them get to achieve what they have is more than I ever expected.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
No idea what's going on. I've never had this many technical issues.
Hey, it's all good, man.
Want to show folks
Keeping the convo going. I got my barbecue sauce going over here.
Yep.
Got
Got the chicken ready to roll.
Okay.
All right, so Bo is asking, what's everyone making? So we got those. I'm making some barbecue meatballs there, Bo. And I do typically like to, and my buddy Joey, he knows exactly how I make them. I throw them in raw in my sauce, actually. Whenever I'm doing like an Italian Sunday, like I do not pan fry them. I just think cooking them in the sauce is completely, in my opinion, the best way to do it. My wife likes them pan fried, so I got to make a couple pan fried as well. But for these, I'm putting them in the oven and I'm having them bake in the oven, and then I'm going to mix them with the barbecue sauce.
Okay.
We got Steve over here, Bo, who's doing some baked mac and cheese. What kind of macaroni or what kind of pasta are you using?
We have just regular macaroni. It's the most basic. I think it was like Giant Brand elbows elbows.
Elbows?
Yes, that. But shout out, since Bo asked the question, shout out to Bo. I added just a little touch of hot sauce. I didn't have, typically it would be regular hot sauce. I would have like Crystal or just typical hot sauce. I got this garlic buffalo. I think it's going to do. I'm not sure. It's a little thick.
Give it a shot. Hey, less is more. You can always add. You can't take out.
I like that.
You know what I mean? That's the thing about cooking. That one thing, and Nate, you know this very firsthand as well. Like, put a little bit in. Try it if it's, you know what I mean? Like a little bit.
Especially with salt.
Overboard. Oh my God! Like if it's too spicy, oh crap! How can I do this? You know what I mean? Then you're adding pounds of butter to just bring the spice down, but then it's becoming a buttery haven. I mean, don't get me wrong, butter's great.
Yeah, but no, and we've all done it before. We've all made that mistake. I know I have. And then you try and walk back the saltiness with parsley, and it doesn't work.
Right? Exactly. So I'm just
All right,
whipping
guys,
up my
I don't know if you
barbecue
can see
sauce
this.
over here.
Sorry, but trying to zoom in on this. Oh yeah. So we got the cheese sauce.
Oh, nice.
That's what it's looking like. Gonna pour that
Sweet,
baby
man.
on the macaroni here shortly.
So are you doing? Did you do? What do you call it? So you did a roux and then you added milk and cheese. I'm assuming, right?
Exactly. Yeah, the cut up cheese. Just get blocks of cheese. You just cut them up into little tiny squares. Add it to the roux, milk, heavy cream if you'd like, and then I seasoned the sauce with a bunch of different seasonings: pepper, salt. Going to add a little bit of Old Bay, just to give my little Maryland touch here.
Oh yeah.
Give my little Maryland touch. I mean, if I had crab, maybe I would do a little crab mac and cheese, but it could get a little crabby in here.
Every house in Maryland, you're required when you purchase a home. It comes with the keys and a bottle of Old Bay. So,
For some reason, I kind of believe that. I almost feel like that's a
right. I would not be surprised if that.
Either that or it's like a housewarming gift. It's like, here's a casserole, a couple of
We
things
got you
for
some Old
you,
Bay.
and here's a box of Old Bay. Like, there you go.
Right.
Great gift, wonderful gift.
Yeah.
I think my buddy was asking what's in the barbecue sauce. Oh, I found like a basic recipe, right? And I kind of like you guys, like whoever. I'm gonna move my camera actually because that's what this show is all about, just interaction. You guys are going for a walk with me? We're going right over here.
Put that back over here.
So, I guess you can still see me, right? I'm still in camera. We're good.
Yeah, I can see
So
it.
it's basic. It is a ketchup based, right? I mean, typically, like I don't like the Carolina. I'm not a vinegar type guy. You know, like that's not my jam. So more so ketchup based, red wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar. I like putting a little bit of molasses in there, so it gives it that stickiness.
Oh,
you know, paprika, salt, pepper, honey, tons of brown sugar, which I'll do a close up for that brown sugar shot when I'm about to drop it in there. Chris, how's the hot chicken coming, my man?
So chickens, I got 3 tenders already in the fryer, like right now. I don't know if y'all can hear that going in the background, like right next to me. So I threw in 3. Still got 3 left to roll with. Looking good so far. Maybe a couple more minutes, I should be able to pull these out and let y'all see what we got.
Hell yeah. That'll be the day when we can actually, like, if you make something on your end, you know what I mean? Like, it'll just be transferred immediately to me, you know?
Right?
That would be really good for this show.
I have been saying for a while, I mean, this is like slightly off topic, but I've been saying for a while, and I don't know where you guys are all at, like where you guys all live at, but I've been advocating for a massive draft meetup for the Scott Fish Bowl. And if we could all do like, you know, regional, I think Scott's like talked about it on Twitter a couple of times, but doing something like regional drafts, that sort of thing, where it's like, you know, if Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and like Pennsylvania or something like that all got together and found a spot to, I would love to cook for that many folks. Just to get do a bunch of, you know, get some racks of ribs, get a whole bunch of ground beef, make some hamburgers and hot dogs and all that other stuff, but just have a big old cookout, have folks out there drafting or whatever, have a good time. But that'd be my ideal setup for something like that, to get everybody together and cook.
That
sounds like a
sounds
blast.
amazing.
That's a vision, Chris. That's a vision.
Man, I think we can make it happen.
But I believe Scott already said that they're trying to do, like, he's trying to do live, like, I guess, like, satellite, right? We'll call them, maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's been talked about for the last couple years at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
but with, you know.
Yes.
I'm in the
Understandably so.
DFW area, so there's a ton of people in the DFW area, or Texas alone, that I know. I mean, I could probably throw a baseball, and there's probably like 15, 20 people just right around this little. I mean, my boy Matt Bruning, I'm also 32-bit. He lives 15 minutes away from me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know.
We met up. We've met up a couple times. I mean, hung out with him and his lovely wife.
Now, I've been meaning to get down to Texas for a long time. I mean, the food down there I know is ridiculous.
Spilled a little of mine, but it's all good. It happens. Yeah, man. Well, hey, anytime you come to the DFW area, bro, hit me up. You even got a place to stay, my man. You can chill with us.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, without a doubt. If not the food scene, I've heard the craft brew scene, like down that way, is quite nice as well.
Dude, the craft brews, it's unbelievable how many are in the actual DFW area. It's like, it's ridiculous. And then some of this nice here organic brown sugar, courtesy of Costco.
Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's the money shot right there.
You know, I add brown sugar to my coffee sometimes. Like, if I want sugar, I'll just use brown sugar instead.
Really?
I also got that cane. I got the cane brown sugar as well, too, that I use.
Yeah.
Damn, we've been on air for 40 minutes already. It's crazy.
Got 14 minutes left in the ribs.
Oh, my God. You're going to beat my mac and cheese.
With ribs. We're doing mashed potatoes now. I always put cream cheese in them.
Okay.
It's a nice little flavor.
I like it.
And then some sour cream, some garlic. You gotta have garlic. A little bit of heavy cream just to thin them a little. And then we've got some Cajun, some slappy mama.
What is that?
Slap your
Bo's
mouth,
asking what if ketchup isn't available.
And a little bit of sriracha.
Ooh, sriracha, nice.
And mash.
What up, Corey? Corey's in the chat saying what's up.
What up, Corey?
Oh, what up, Eric? My man, unfortunately could not make it with us. He'd be right here with us, but he had some family obligations as life happens. We get it.
Absolutely, man.
He'll definitely
he's
either
here,
be on
though.
the next show or the show after. It don't matter.
For all you Cracker Barrel fans out there, Black Ribbon collection here, baby. Only the finest.
Ooh.
What is
You
that?
like?
It's just shredded cheese, but it's
Oh, okay.
like big shredded cheese, like
Oh, okay.
big pieces here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and Bo just said that Scott Fish will be having live drafting this year.
Let's go.
Nice. Very excited about that.
I'll have to pull out my my smoker and hitch it to a truck and head on out there. Man.
Dude, by all means, I got my smoker in the backyard, my man. I'm using it all this entire weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess I'm going a little bit. Nice. You got a shout out for the Black Ribbon collection for your cheese there, Steve. I'm making pork belly sliders on homemade pretzel bun with a cucumber mango slaw
Ooh.
Okay.
as one of the dishes. And I'm going to make these exact meatballs, but I'm going to throw them on the smoker. And I don't know if I'm going to wrap them in bacon just yet. Hey, Jen. She's probably commenting like from the other room, right, Nate?
I can see her.
Oh, she's right.
Appreciate the love.
All right.
Let's try this. Let's try this here barbecue sauce. Wow. And just like that, peace has been restored.
So they don't tell you this in culinary school, but you just crumble up some Ritz crackers, put it on top of that mac and cheese before you put it in the oven. Get some nice crisp on the outside.
Replace the breadcrumbs with the Ritz crackers.
Exactly.
I'm okay with it actually, just because of the saltiness that the Ritz crackers bring, right? Like their distinct taste. You know what I mean? Like when you put it on top, like
A little buttery.
I love it.
yeah. Let's take a look at these meatballs. Let's see what's going on. Can't see them. I mean, they're still in there.
Looking good.
I put a little bit of water in there too,
Okay.
on the bottom, so that they don't burn.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I want to try to be informational as well. You know what I mean? Like a little educational, like for
Yeah.
little things too. You know what I mean?
I do like the choice of meatballs. Okay.
Bro, my man's saying buttered breadcrumbs. So throw a little bit of butter in the pan, and then throw the breadcrumbs in the pan, and wow.
Smart. Real smart,
I like
Bo. Real
I like
smart.
it.
I like
That's
that.
what
That's a smart
what that
man
comment
right
is. That's experience. That's what that is.
there. Yeah.
So we're popping this bad boy in the oven for about 20 minutes. Set it and forget it.
And I mean, mind you, we probably might go over a little bit over an hour, which is totally okay. Because then during this time while we're waiting, we're going to be talking. Let's talk Super Bowl. So you are a Bengals fan, Chris. Like you've been a Bengals fan like your whole life, almost pretty much.
For the most part, I was a military kid growing up, so we moved around quite a bit. But I have family that lived in Cincinnati. Went to school there for undergrad. So that's like my first real experience with living in a city with the actual pro sports team.
Okay. So that means we gotta do a show about a 5-way or 6-way, right? I need some chili over some noodles, my man.
Yeah, I mean, like that was one of the things that I didn't really know about until I actually like moved down and lived in Cincinnati. Like how big Skyline really is. I mean, we've got a Skyline here up in Dayton, but just like how important it is to some folks, like folks will really get into it over because we've got they got Skyline down there, and also they got Gold Star Chili, and like legit folks will argue over which one's better. Like they will go back and forth over the flavor, the ingredients, like this, that, and the other. And it's just like, you know, hey, at the time I was just some broke college kid just looking for a good meal. So give me whatever, you know. But hey, I mean, to each their own. To each their own.
All right, where's everybody at? Where's your food?
My barbecue sauce is pretty much ready to go. My meatballs are still cooking.
1 second, and I will let y'all see what we got going on.
Steve's just got a little bit of time, right? I guess for his.
Yeah, I just need mine to bake really up until we sign off.
So everything I've got, mashed potatoes are done and just staying warm on the stove. I've got my mushrooms here, waiting to go back in the oven with a piece of Munster cheese on top. When I put the ribs in the oven for 5 minutes, just to get that nice caramelization on the barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So we're getting there.
I mean, I'll ask it on air. Like, Bo, if you're still watching, my man, how is my lighting? Right? Like, I'm kind of using this as like a test.
You look
You know
good.
what I mean? Like a test.
Yeah, man, I think you look good.
It's
The
good.
apron is just such a good touch
Yes,
for both
exactly.
of you. I need to get an apron next time
How
on. Get
about
an apron.
this? How's this now, though? This is better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was going to take it a step further, which I guess I could do. I should have started the show off. I mean, I'm not showing off that this is a Cowboy chef's hat. But
Oh, there it is.
I do have another chef's. I got the whole get up. I'm probably going to change my outfit every single show. I still got my chef pants, chef jackets, like.
That's awesome.
That's professional. See, now I feel like I'm behind. I mean, I'm not in the I'm not in the game like you guys are. Like you got the apron, you got the chef's hat. I didn't come prepared.
We need some chef accessories, Chris. The hat should have been on the whole time, Sven. That's the only.
Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. That's on me. That's on me.
I literally have, so I'll show here. Here's my pantry, my lovely pantry. So I got about. Look at this. Look at all these aprons.
What?
Oh my
Send me
god!
one.
Dang it. Yeah, I probably got about like 10 different aprons.
When we meet up at the expo, just bring an apron, or bring a couple aprons.
I will trade you some homebrew for an apron.
Ooh, that's a good deal.
For the hat. How's the audio sound now? It's good, better. I mean, obviously, I'll work on getting a better headset, but it's. I mean, you guys said the audio is not bad. I'm just.
Yeah.
I appreciate whoever's in the chat. You know what I mean? Whether it's Eric or GSN Growth, Bo. Because again, this is the first one, kind of like a soft release. You know, where you're gonna see feedback, everything. Like I thank you guys for hopping on. But I also actually threw the idea out to Who's too. If 32-bit is going to potentially maybe have a table, or if not, something, I want to sell food from a stand at the expo, or do like a demonstration or something like that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
We need, like, if you're going to say that these people that gather once a year aren't hungry, don't like food. I mean, food and football goes hand in hand, like
Absolutely.
There's no reason why it can't exist.
All right, guys, 4 minutes until the ribs are out of the pressure cooker.
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Wild.
This is crazy.
That is wild.
I've actually never seen ribs made in the pressure cooker. So what did you do? Did you wrap it? Did you like take the ribs and kind of just like put it in a circle basically and just put them on the side?
Just stack them.
Oh, so you cut. Okay.
I cut them into. So yeah, you guys missed that because I lost connectivity. So I take the rack and cut it into 2 bone pieces before I put it in, and then that way they come out as whole pieces. Any pieces cut down for people anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris, what you got going on there? Oh, I see that. I got you broadcasted on the big screen right now with that hot chicken.
Yes, sir. So you can see I
Oh,
got
man.
half of the chicken tenders are already done, all fried up and nice and crispy. You can see even like little flakes here on the end. That's exactly what you want. Like after you get done, you can see on the other side. I mean, this is what I was talking about with that sauce. So you wind up having your spice mixture, like what I've got right here in this bowl. And then what you do is you just take that hot oil that you got, like that you just got done frying with, dump a cup or so in here with that spice mixture, mix it up, and then you drizzle that over top of it. Now, me right now, I'm just taking the chicken, just dumping it right on in here with the actual, like with the sauce and everything, let it sit in there for a little bit, coat it, and then pull it right back on out. So it's got like all that spice, a little bit of brown sugar, like I mentioned, brown sugar, cayenne pepper. I mean, a little bit of ground white pepper as well. So, I mean, just a little bit of everything on there. So you got your Nashville hot chicken, like right there, man.
That looks so good.
That looks so good.
Like that is what you want. And this is, I mean, it's been a while since I've done this recipe, but I mean, I absolutely love this. I mean, you put this on a sandwich, throw a couple of pickles on it. I mean, boy, that's all you really need, man. That is all you need. The only other thing you need is a spot to sit down after you get done eating. That's all you need.
Eat it on the couch, right? Just eat it in your recliner.
Yep, that's all you need, man. That's all.
All right, tell you what, Chris, you make me that at the expo, and I'll make cookies for you, even though I owe you. But.
Done and done. I mean, this fryer right here is portable, buddy. So I'll be there. I mean, wherever. I mean,
I got a fryer. I got a fryer too, Chris.
Let's make it happen.
The fryers.
See, we're not even going to wind up making it to the expo.
Right? We're just going to be cooking food the entire.
Yeah, it's just going to be passed out from cooking. I mean, we're just going to sit there and cook all Saturday, and we're just going to be too tired to get up and do anything, and then we're just going to wind up missing the expo altogether, and that's fine, man. That's fine by me.
Full bellies, having fun, yeah.
Just having, I mean, drinking a few beers, eating good food. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Absolutely.
They're getting there. They are getting there.
All right, guys. We got 1 minute until the ribs are done. It's going to get real loud because I got to release the pressure.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And hey, I'm putting you on the main screen, right? Because I mean, we got to see the reveal. We got to see this bad boy come out of the Instant Pot. I've never seen ribs out of an Instant Pot. This is going to blow my mind.
It's not going to look like they came off of a smoker or a grill.
Totally.
So I've got my barbecue
but I know a lot of people boil them too, right? Like if you don't have a smoker or like you don't want to put them in the oven, a lot of people boil them for a few hours, right? I think like maybe like 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. You boil them so that it breaks up all of that, all that.
Well, that's why I boil them in beer and bourbon in the oven. So, okay, here we go, guys. Oh, that's not too bad.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I love the kitchen.
These is the mushrooms here, about to go in.
Ooh, okay. What kind of mushrooms? Is that a portobello?
Yeah, they're like medium-sized portobellos.
Oh,
Love it.
God, portobello's some of my favorite.
You ever do the portobello pizzas?
Portobello pizzas. So use that as a crust?
Yeah, exactly. Mushroom, tomato sauce, cheese.
Okay.
Wow. Never actually tried that.
Yeah, it's a big vegetarian thing.
I do love the portobello burger from Shake Shack. That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That burger is fire.
See, I've only had it like once or twice. That's not a thing up here, which sucks.
Yeah, we just got one in Texas. I mean, mind you, I came from New York, like in New York City, where they were just popping up left and right, like everywhere. I used to go all the time. Yeah, there was one right down the road from where my brother used to live on the Upper East Side, and every time, like because the train, we'd have to pass the Shake Shack to go to his place. So it was like, sure.
Why not?
Sure, we'll get a burger and cheese fries for the walk.
Yeah, what am I going to say? No.
I think my wife just got home.
Well, you've almost got dinner for her.
Right, exactly. And that's what I told her. I was like, hey, if you come home like during this broadcast, it's fine. Like,
we're eating all of this as soon as this show's over.
And we got
As soon as the
we
show's
got
over.
a friend staying with us too, and I was like, she's like, oh, I don't know if I want to come back and like bother you during your show, and I was like, well, it's fine. I'm like, but we'll have meatballs for later. She's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
Here. This is for you, Bo, or this is from Bo for you, Nate. There you go.
I know, man. Your
You
kitchen.
like it, Bo?
Oh yeah. Your kitchen. I'm impressed, Nate. I'm impressed.
That I got him done? Me too. Things never go my way like this, ever. But of course, I had all the technical issues, so.
I was about to say, yeah, so something had to break your way tonight, right?
Yeah, of course, because I spent all day setting this up, being excited. I wanted to do a cooking show since I was like 12, man. So.
And look, here we are.
And here we are. Right
Can you
about
guys,
doing
Cooking with Sven, making dreams come true.
that's right. Can you guys hear my Andrea Bocelli going on in the background or no?
Mm-mm.
I still can't hear it, man.
No, it's fine. I mean, honestly, I don't want it to be drowned out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want the music, but like for me, this is amazing. I mean, I'm hearing Conte Partido right now. I think that's how you say it. Whatever. I don't speak Italian.
All righty.
Way to go for it.
You pulling them out, Nate?
Yep.
All right, man. Here it
What
comes.
we got? Moment of truth. Look
Okay,
at that.
okay. They falling apart. They
I'm trying to not let them. They're pretty close, though.
just a
5
little
minutes
bit.
in the oven ought to help.
Oh, you can see the meat's pulled back from the bone right there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
We held off on buying an Instant Pot forever because I was like, we have
You're a
this other
chef.
cooker thing for tamales, and I'll never use it.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out we use this thing all the time.
I mean,
All
with kids, it's perfect, right? Like, I mean, I don't have kids, like not yet, but I mean, it's you can put everything literally in there. Like, you can throw frozen chicken, and
Yep.
and it's the easeability of it. I think that's like my wife loves it. Like, she's been cooking a little bit more, but she's been doing crock pot type stuff, like
Yeah.
to get her,
Yeah.
to get her feet wet, right? Like, I'm not going to expect her to come in here and make like a nice you know what I mean, like a turkey dinner going on right now, but
Yeah.
so I think the Instant Pot is definitely great for beginners as well as the experienced people that like probably are just like, you know what, I'm just gonna use
Well,
this.
like ours they're so versatile. Like we hard boil eggs in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And yeah, you can use it as a
Ooh.
rice cooker. Yep.
That's exactly what I use mine for, Bo. That's it.
Yeah.
I've literally there's a recipe that I found where it's like 3 minutes cooking on high pressure and then let it release slowly after for 10 minutes.
Yep.
Perfect, absolute perfect rice.
Yeah, you can make sticky rice really easily with the Instapot.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
I
tried
have
to do
been-
that yet.
Dude, Nate, I'm just watching you go to town on these ribs right now with that barbecue sauce.
I mean, that looks so good. You guys are gonna have to get me connected with Bo so I can get on this seasoning, this sauce. Like I need that in my life.
Chris, there you go. Chris, Bo, you're watching, my man.
The taco seasoning is the only taco seasoning I'll use. I won't use.
I'm gonna
I haven't
find
used
them.
any taco seasoning in years, and I found his, and it's so good.
Okay, I'm gonna find him after we get done, and I'll be placing an order this weekend for sure.
There you go.
Get the bundle. It's everything.
Get the
You'll
bundle.
love yourself for it. Get the
Done.
bundle.
See,
Done.
that's one thing too. Like I love trying new spices and rubs and all that stuff, but like me being the ignorant person that I am, I love making everything from scratch. Like literally everything from scratch. I'm not saying other products are bad, but like
There's some things I won't do from scratch anymore because it's just too big of a pain. Like it's not worth the time versus what I can get it somewhere else.
true.
Fair.
Like
But there are some things where, yes, I mean, it makes a huge difference. And if you know how to do it or you want to take 5 minutes to learn how to do it, it's 100% worth your time.
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like mutz, like I've made my own fresh homemade mozzarella.
Really?
Mozzarella for people that don't know how to pronounce, you know what I mean, the real way. Because I said that down in Texas, and they looked at me like I had 10 heads. They were like, "What? What?" I was like, "Fresh mutz? Do you have any?" The guy was like, and I was like, "Oh, sorry, mozzarella." And he's like, "Oh yeah, we got that."
I bet you if you're back in New York, they probably know what you're talking about.
Oh, without a doubt.
Mozzarella.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made my own homemade mutz. Like I literally went on and I tried it. Like it is definitely time consuming. Like I want to do I want to do a cheese show. Like
Okay.
I want to make homemade cheese on this show. Like you can make mousse in 40 minutes. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
okay.
but you gotta.
I wasn't sure if that's like, do you have to ferment that or anything like that? Or, I mean,
So you gotta get these two things, right? There's these pills and there's citric acid. They're called rennet pills. I forget.
Okay.
I think it's called I think it's spelled RENIT, right? So the whole thing about those is I guess it creates the coagulation or like the curls. There you go, the curdleness of the cheese in the milk, right?
Mhm.
So like the fresher the milk, the better it is. If you can get milk straight from the source, use that, right?
Okay.
You can't use 2%, you
Yeah.
can't use 1%, can't use skim. It's got to have fat. The more fat in the milk, the better your cheese is going to come out, right?
Oh, so you're talking about like whole milk, like
Oh,
straight
yeah.
up? Okay.
Straight
If
up.
you can go,
Yeah.
if you could literally go to the cow and milk him and use that milk, that is my recommendation.
I've gotten some of that from a farm. That's got a different smell to it. Not gonna lie.
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
but it turns out I worked at my first job was at an Italian deli when I was 13. I would ride my bike there during the summer, and the man who owned it was this older Italian guy straight from Italy, and he made fresh from scratch mozzarella every morning, balled it up, and would sell it in the market. And these little old Italian ladies would come in every morning and buy it all up. It would be gone within 30 minutes of us opening the deli.
Oh
Good.
my
It
God.
was so good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, speaking of Italy, actually, I guess I could transition this into a pretty interesting topic. I really wish, like, have you guys ever been to the Super Bowl?
No.
No, I'm assuming none of us have, right?
Bucket list, but no.
Right, exactly. But I can't afford that crap. I'm gonna have to refinance my house, sell my wife to like get, you know what I mean? Like to like pay for this. Like it's ridiculous. So I wanted to know if the concessions at the Super Bowl are a little bit more fancier or kind of this like, are you going to still get your typical hot dog that you would buy? You know what I mean? Like that you would buy on like a regular Sunday game.
Yeah.
It's not a typical hot dog. It's a $30 hot dog.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, so it's better, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so
So
it must be.
I kind of don't like. So like last year, I guess like in Tampa, right? The beer prices. I think the beer prices are kind of the same. It's going to be expensive no matter what. They range from $13 to $18. I saw last year.
Oh my God.
I guess that's not terrible. You know, that's the typical, right?
Well, they're going to be in LA. They might as well do Dodger dogs. I mean, do they? I don't know if they do Dodger dogs at SoFi,
I've heard
but
that.
they should.
Maybe.
It's just a
I would
long
love-
hot dog. That's all it is.
I would love for somebody to post. What's up, Nate?
What makes a Dodger dog special? Just because it's big?
It's just a long dog on a short bun, so the dog hangs off every time. That's all it is. It's just the bun isn't big enough for the dog. That's it.
We have one of those down. We have like we have a boomstick at Texas Rangers Stadium down here.
Okay.
This thing, dude, it's probably like 6 hot dogs. I mean, it's one massive hot dog with so much crap on top of it. The thing is like $50 or something like that.
My
I don't think we have anything like that in
No
any of our
thanks.
stadiums here. It's like notable.
No, thank you. But I did look, and some of the things that they are making actually, I did get. So they made these tsunami tots, right? So basically tater tots, but with like sushi dressings and stuff on top of it.
Ooh,
I
Okay.
thought it sounds amazing, and they said that these sell so much every single Sunday.
Yeah.
A cheeseburger sub. I thought that was pretty interesting. So it actually looks, it's literally like a rectangle, almost like a steak-um, right? But it's still in rectangle form on the on the bun. Like it just looked weird, but it looked good at the same time. So I was like, all right.
Just push it. Yeah.
Chicken skewers they make. They're doing barbacoa, lobster salad, and crazy enough, Nate, that transition what I was saying from Italy before is they're actually importing pizza from Italy to SoFi Stadium for the Super Bowl.
Dang.
what?
Yeah,
That's
I was
insane.
like, that's pretty cool.
Wow. What?
So I've heard that pizza in Italy is not how we do it here.
It is very different. I've been to Rome and Venice in my day, and it's not like you're gonna get. I mean, the pizza's gonna be fantastic, right? Like, I mean, I haven't been there in quite some time. I think I was there in 2007. Mind you, probably not much has changed, right? So they probably what it is they actually sell it by like the pound, like they weigh it. Like I went to, well, we were in Rome. We rented little scooters. We were driving around the city of Rome. Ended up at some pizza place where nobody spoke English. Like they knew hello. That was it, right? Mind you, we're the outsiders, so shame on us for not knowing Italian. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I literally was like, I'm pointing and I'm like, just one, right? Like, and they kind of had no idea. So then he's just cutting the pizza and then puts it on a scale. And I was like, what am I getting right? I mean, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But yes, it was a little bit different. It was like, just from that aspect alone, I was like, interesting. This is very interesting.
Yeah. But
Italy is a must.
I've always admired the technique that they use. I mean, with the oven that they use in order to actually heat up the pizza and make the pizza itself. I've always wanted to see go to a place like even in New York. I know there are a couple of places that still do it traditionally or like that. They have that style. Just because, I mean, from what I understand, the flavor and even just the construction of the pizza itself is different enough that you're not going to find it like anywhere else, like in any other like mom and pop type of place, especially out where I'm at in the Midwest.
Yeah, with like your brick oven, right? That's what you're kind of talking about? Exactly. Yeah. So my goal, I would love to, and I know a couple people that actually have it. I would love to get a brick oven pizza installed in my house, like in my backyard, so that I can make homemade brick oven pizza and like brick oven food.
Yes.
Right? That would be so ideal. And I know that you could definitely get it done. They also sell, so like, I guess your Komodo Joes, right? Or your green eggs, you could turn those bad boys, those smokers, you could actually turn those into a brick oven pizza. I was at a buddy's house last year, $1 million house down in the Austin area. This house, they have a chandelier in their closet. That's how ridiculous this house is.
Dude.
Yeah. I was like, really? A chandelier in your closet? Like, come on. Like,
why?
That might be a little too much.
Like, what is this? It's,
you got to flex. I mean, you got to flex that hard.
It was insane. So he actually has the green eggs, of course. I mean, green eggs, you're getting like a $1,500 smoker right there, right? But he turned it into, there's an attachment where you put it in and it holds the smoker open so that air is still coming out, but it's still keeping the heat in, exactly like a brick oven. And he had the pizza paddle and everything, so we made homemade pizza that way. And I was like, this is awesome.
That's wild.
Yeah. That's got to be a thing with rich people, I guess, because didn't Kevin Hart, he had that special where the whole bit that he did throughout was like someone had came out with brick oven pizza, and he was calling it like, BOP, all about that BOP. And then it was basically, he basically has a brick oven at his house because when he went to I may have been like Jerry Seinfeld or someone, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I remember that bit. Yeah.
But he was at a place and he was like, man, like that is the biggest flex ever. So he had to get a brick oven, in his house. And so I don't know, maybe that's what you do when you have $1 million mansions and chandeliers in your closet.
Right?
Why not? Exactly. Brick oven.
Chris, I see you eating that chicken. How is it? How'd it come out?
I don't know if y'all saw my initial reaction the very first bite.
I'm seeing it right now, though.
It's good whenever you take the first bite of anything and your only reaction is this motion right here. Like whenever you start waving your arm like that,
or the eyes, like the googly eyes, you're just like,
like if your only reaction is just to point at the thing that you're eating, it's good.
Yes,
it's good. Yeah,
guys, I finished my plate.
Good.
Can we get a close up there, Nate? I'm gonna put you on
a big screen. Oh,
hold on. I'll come around.
There it is.
Look at that, man.
Oh no.
Okay, well,
ripped down.
5-second rule. Okay.
Yeah.
I need another beer.
Pick it up. I mean, to be quite honest,
I'm working on it.
I would probably still eat that, Nate, because it looks that good.
Right? Exactly. Oh, I haven't even checked my meatballs. I actually got to do that really quick.
Throw that guy back up there. I'll reheat it.
They've been in for about 30 minutes
So
now.
this is what I've got, guys.
Beautiful.
We got ribs. ribs, got my stuffed mushroom, mashed potatoes.
Beautiful.
Hearty, delicious, kind of southern, barbecue, and a mess to clean up.
That all looks fantastic. I still would eat that off the floor, by the way.
I might later.
100%.
I'm sure Nate's floor is clean enough. That's a good looking kitchen.
Yeah.
I have a 4-year-old.
Okay,
So
I retract
nothing-
my statement.
So nothing's ever clean then.
No.
Steve, how's your mac and cheese coming?
It's good. I can take it out now if you guys want to see it. It's ready to
Yeah,
rock.
I mean, hey, it's entirely up to you, my man. Normally, so for anybody that's watching, I guess, normally we wouldn't all be making different dishes, right? The whole idea and premise of the actual show itself is to highlight the guests, right? Like if all 4 of us, you want to come on, Chris, if you have a dish that you want to make, this is a family recipe. Ideally what I want is all of us to make it together, right? I want to learn about the dish. If this is a family tradition, I want to learn about your family tradition. I want to learn about the meaning behind this dish. You know what I mean? Like if it's just a dish that you found online and we want to make it, do it.
Yeah.
But typically, I'm not going to try to have us all doing the same exact or different dishes. You know what I mean? Because I think that it's more personable and better that we're all going to be making the same thing. So that I'm cutting it this way. You know what I mean? Or I'm cutting it this way. How would you cut it? Oh, why are you cutting it this way? Like
Right.
So
yeah, that would be more educational too. People can learn really as the show goes how to make the dish.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I want to point out, I am not a licensed chef. I have been a chef before. I have managed multiple restaurants. I love cooking and I love talking food. As you guys can clearly see that from the passion and everything throughout this entire show. So, and I'm talking to you 3, but I'm also talking to, everyone else out there listening.
No, I had no idea. I mean, now I know.
Right? Exactly. Honestly, I love fantasy. I love fantasy football. I love it. Fantasy baseball too. This right here, though, this supersedes anything else I talk about in my life, besides my lovely wife, of course, who's upstairs with our dogs. But food is my absolute, one of my number one passions. I always find my way back to the kitchen. It's crazy.
I was there for a few years.
Right? Like, Nate, you probably attest to that too, having worked in the kitchen, being a chef and everything. There's just something about it. Food. One thing that I can think that bring people together is food. Sports is great, of course. But you got your crazy in-laws that don't like sports, that don't give a crap what's going on. They're sitting at the table though, and they're going to eat dinner with you.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They may talk about their crazy antics, and you know what I mean, things that they believe in that you don't believe in.
Yeah.
But you're all still eating the same exact dish.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So, guys, Super Bowl. We're still on this topic, and I wanted to ask you guys, since I am a hoster. I love hosting events. I love having people at my house. I'm going to start with you, Steve. Do you like hosting, or do you like going somewhere? And I'm making it specifically for Super Bowl, since Super Bowl is this Sunday.
Yeah, I really enjoy hosting. I mean, we had one Sunday in particular this year where we had some people over, and my wife makes it a lot easier, obviously. I was a cook for a couple of years myself.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I know many good cooks. One of my best friends is a great cook. His father owned a restaurant, was a great cook. My wife is the best cook I've ever met in my life. Just the way she grew up, she knows how to make dishes from really across the world. And so whenever, we get a chance to host, I know we're going to eat good. So I really enjoy hosting. And that goes back, honestly, to when I was living with my grandmother, who's the shortest, she's 4'9", little Italian lady, making sure everyone's had enough to eat, So just going back to that, having family over that way, I really enjoy hosting.
Ooh, knew I shouldn't have done that with the pan. Steve, that's great, my man. I love it. I'm just a big hosting fan. I don't know why. I'm gonna keep the camera right on these meatballs over here.
The worst part about it is the dishes. Whenever you're hosting, the dishes is the worst part.
Well, yeah, but that's why you invite people over who will do the dishes for you.
I swear to you, I had one of my best friends who I haven't seen in months over yesterday. And like I said, my wife just like goes all out when she can. She made the best breakfast you'll ever see, like omelet, bagels, avocado on the side, fruit. And then my friend who ate insisted on doing the dishes. And like we were just like, I mean, no, we were trying to tell him not to. Insisted, did all of the dishes. Incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I was like, okay, like, I mean, you know, and this is like my brother, so I'm not like shocked, you know what I mean, that he would do that, but still, that's a huge gesture to do at someone else's house.
Yeah.
Nate, you like hosting or going somewhere?
Going somewhere, so I don't like the cleanup part of it, but I'll always bring a dish.
Oh, of course. Can't go to literally, if I'm going somewhere for the first time, I mean, again, growing up in New York, it was very, very common. It was uncommon if you didn't bring something somewhere.
Totally. Well, we're those kind of people. Like, we always try and bring something. If someone insists that we don't bring something, okay, then I'll just bring a 6-pack. But for the most part, like, we always try and bring a dish, an appetizer, a side, doesn't matter. It's just kind of like one of those, as an adult, that's common courtesy. You bring something.
Exactly.
And also,
I'm going to try
one of these. Clean as you go.
This is such a cheesy mac and cheese. Like the Velveeta does something. It's a very specific something that other cheeses can't do. It's not going to be the tastiest, I wouldn't say. Like if you're, you know, if you just want to use like I usually use Kobe Jack or different cheddars, but the Velveeta mixed with the cheddar, it's good. I would recommend.
I'm going to give it a shot. We're going to give this meatball a shot, guys.
I mean, it looks beautiful. I mean, Sven, that looked delicious right there.
That looked fantastic.
Let's hope it tastes good. So I typically just I try to do like just straight up beef, right? Like ground beef. I like the 80-20. Got to have a little bit of fat. 73-27. Get out of here. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to know you. No. 90-10. I don't like the leaner. I mean, I feel like an 80-20 is like perfect.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, would you go 70-30 on something like that? Would you want even just a little bit more fat for something like that?
That's aggressive. That's aggressive. I like it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't mind it, but like, you really like if you're looking at the food right now, like below, like the meatballs right here, you would see a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like 70-30, it's definitely a big swing, right? It's definitely a big swing for like the 80-20 or 70-30.
Yeah,
you would see a lot more fat. I just love the 80-20. I think it's a good standard, you know, like.
Here's a trick I have. This is reserved bacon grease. I always have it.
Yeah.
Anytime I make bacon, I drain it off into this. I keep it. And this is a great fat to use because you don't need a lot of it, and it imparts a bacon flavor on whatever you're making.
Gotcha.
Dude, so I used to work at a bagel store up in New York, like back in the day when I was going to community college, like after high school. And our egg sandwiches were made with the bacon fat. And that's how we make our egg sandwiches, me and my brother, all the time. Like, we literally put it in the pan. Oh my God, you're getting me so excited, Nate, with this. Bacon fat, eggs cooked in bacon fat.
Oh, they're so good.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Never
yes.
tried it.
Yep.
It will change your life, like literally change your life. You will never use anything else.
Well, so when I make chili, we do ground turkey chili.
Okay.
And instead of like pan spray or butter or oil in the pan before I drop the turkey, and I just put a little bit of bacon grease, let it melt out. It's perfect.
Yeah.
This ain't bad. So I use the ground. I was looking for ground pork, just regular ground pork, right? Mixed with the ground beef because I like doing beef and pork for the meatballs. This is the Italian sausage ground up, though. So I guess it has a little bit of flavor already in it. You know what I mean? Mixed it with ground chuck, actually, an 80-20 ground chuck for this.
Wow.
It's
That's
kind
awesome.
of it's definitely like not that it's overcooked, but like it doesn't have the looseness. You know what I mean? Like in a typical meatball, like it's very, I guess as Goldmember would say, it's very tight. You know what I
mean? Well, I'm jealous, dude. I want that meatball. You're gonna have to
flavors there though. Oh, I mean, I would do this all the time, Bo.
Okay.
I would do veal any day of the week. My wife doesn't eat veal. She'll eat meat, like she just doesn't. I mean, if you know where veal comes from, yeah, it's very upsetting, and but it's also one of the best cuts of meat, in my opinion.
No, it's up there. I don't know, man. Porterhouse, if you're going for a steak cut, porterhouse is the way to go if you want to get.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Steve, how'd the mac and cheese good? Nashville hot fry. I really wish we could just literally just walk out of our door right now and we're all like
just
on the
right there.
block.
Yeah, right.
And we're all just like, hey guys.
Combining these dishes.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Hold on,
so
let me throw that.
Yeah, ribs, mac and cheese, some Nashville hot chicken, a little bit of meatball.
This is cheesier than it looks. Like all of it, like because the worst thing you want when you're doing them baked mac and cheese is like it's like too dry. Like you want like the wet. You know what I mean? And that's what's going on here. You can't really see it here. It's not doing this justice, but it's good.
All right, so y'all said to get the big time flavor bundle. That's what I should be getting?
Yes.
Bo, tell him what he should get.
I'm on the website like right now. Like I
mean, you got the main man. You got the main man in our chat. So let's see if he makes a comment for you. Which one specifically as well too? Because he can have. He said he's sending me some stuff. They got a newer one that we're gonna cook on the next when he's on the show. Which shit, you know what, Bo? You're the next show, my man. So if all three of you guys want to hop on, Bo's the next show.
Hey, I will be on, but I'll just be sitting down with a notepad taking notes from both of you guys, like for real.
Hey, all good. And then one episode I want to do beer. I want to do like a maybe because you got a deep fryer too, my man Chris. So I want to do maybe like a fish and chips type with a beer batter, right? Some like your homemade beer or something.
Yeah, because one of the things that I was doing some research
on
the bundle. All right, done. But for fish and chips, one of the things that I was reading about was actually when you create your beer batter. Obviously you get your all-purpose flour, you get your beer, whatever. But instead of using the beer with also you combine that with some water in order to create the batter. You use a 50-50 mix of vodka and water. That helps with the crispiness because the flash point of vodka is lower than I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. If anybody's a chef and understands it a bit better, but actually using vodka or at least a 50-50 mix like with that when you actually put together your beer batter helps with the crispiness of it. So I've been trying to experiment with that a bit because I'm with you. Fried fish. Oh my gosh, if you can do that
fried fish.
Yeah. That's it right there. Like a good large piece of cod. Fry that up. Yeah, man.
What about catfish?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I got a bunch of halibut in our freezer from like a year plus ago that I don't know what to do with. So I think I'm gonna hit you up for that.
Oh yeah, man. Let's
dude, Nate, what you could do too is just defrost that halibut, right? Put it in a food processor, my man, and maybe make like a halibut cake or something. You know, like
that's not a bad idea. I mean, we like it grilled.
That's so wild, but I know that could work.
It's been in the freezer for so long, though. That's the only reason I'm recommending food processing it. That's why.
I think it'll still be good, man. We'll see. I got some halibut cheeks too.
Okay.
You gotta let me know.
I will.
Let me know how that halibut turns out.
Guys, this has been a blast. Sven, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So wonderful, man. Excellent putting this together, dude.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'm gonna, I guess, this is the first ever episode of Cooking with Sven. I want to thank everybody for tuning in the entire time. If not, in and out, doesn't matter. Thank you so much. This show, like I said at the beginning of the show, this show has been in the works for a little bit of time. Any feedback, anything, right? You can find me on Twitter at Fantasy Sven. I didn't post it down there because that's more of like fantasy football, but you can still reach out to me. Instagram, Sven Cooks Food. Follow me on Instagram because I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff, a lot of dishes I've made throughout the past couple of years. I've been posting, getting great feedback on those. And if I do have, let's say like this Sunday, I'm not going to do a show, but I'm going to post some videos of what I'm making. One preview, and I said it earlier before, pork belly sliders on a homemade pretzel bun, the cucumber mango slaw. Right? I know. Food porn at its finest. So
I'm looking up tickets to get down to DFW, man, because
dude, come on, bro. I'll pick you up at the airport. You can come stay with me.
Brother, I mean, we got to figure something out. So
I got you, my man.
All right, man.
Got a killer back patio, TV out there, couches, everything.
Let's go. Let's go.
All set.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I'm going to let these guys just do a little quick closing of themselves. But again, thank you, Nate, for allowing us to do it on the 32 and 32 network for now. We just had a little bit of technical difficulties with the 32-bit. So technically we're still in the 32 realm, right?
Yeah, right.
Same number.
Just in a different spelling and completely different network, but we're still in the same realm. But appreciate you, Nate and Jen, for allowing us to use that for the first inaugural show. I guess I'll start off with Nate, my man. Just tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at Nate Paulvin on Twitter. You can find my Dynasty writing on Fantasy Pros. You can find my other Dynasty writing. About to do a music column and some other stuff, the podcast, some DFS stuff on In Between Media. And you can find me doing a new music show on 32-bit here coming up soon. And, of course, 32 and 32 with Jen.
Right, 32 and 32 with the misses.
With the misses. That's correct.
With the misses. Chris, my man.
Yo, I mean, Sven, Nate, Steve, I mean, so good to see you guys. I mean, Sven, seeing you for the first time. Steve, Nate, I mean, y'all know what it is. I mean, we got to see y'all last year at the Expo. Hopefully we'll be able to see everybody again. But no, I mean, this is such an excellent way for us to get together. I mean, bring together passions that we all have. So, I mean, if you want to find me, I mean, check me out on Twitter at Chris Allen FFWX. All my fantasy writing, write for a few different websites. I'm over at 4for Football primarily. Do some work over at Football Guys. Also do some work over at NBC Sports Edge. I mean, so I'm here and there and everywhere, man. But no, again, all love to 32 and 32, 32-bit family. We out here, we doing the thing, creating this content to try and get the brand going. But yeah, I mean, thanks again, Sven, Nate, Steve. I mean, for putting this together. I mean, this is so great, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man, I agree with Chris completely. Like, I mean, this is just awesome for the community in itself because, I mean, this is really just showing that, we can go into a different dynamic path. And Sven, you're leading the way with this. And so this is a great idea. This is awesome. Thanks for having me. Chris, I'm going to see you tomorrow night on The Hot Take. This is going to be great. We're going to have you on The Hot Take. This is going to be awesome. Tomorrow night. So, of course, at FF Professor SB3 during the season, write for guillotineleagues.com. Like I mentioned, top 15 defenses every week. You can catch a lot of my stuff at Rise or Fall, Team Rise or Fall. And then also every year I've been doing a cameo for the Roto Underworld, doing video, actually, player profiler for the draft kit over there. But yeah, it's the Hot Take podcast. And then actually, if you want to tune in, and we're going to do some Super Bowl props tomorrow night. I'm very excited about that. So 9:30 Eastern time tomorrow night. Sven, once again, man, thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem. I mean, I really can't thank you guys enough, for hopping on. Sorry, I'm just trying to move this around. But this was an absolute blast. All of our dishes looked absolutely fantastic. All three of you guys. Thank you again for coming on. Thank you for everybody tuning in. And this has been Cooking with Sven.